Hello. A long time ago, I raised a point where judges, especially appellate level and Supreme Court level judges, they live in a rarefied world that is completely dissociated from the man of average intellect. They deal with people who are much smarter. I brought this up in the context of the lawyer dog case, where a man said, "I want a lawyer dog," and the court said that no, he didn't ask for a lawyer. He asked for a lawyer dog, and the court doesn't know what a lawyer dog is. So, ergo, the man's rights weren't violated. Anyway, I just really want to thank Richard M. for keeping me grounded and reminding me that no matter how stupid the average person is, half the people are even stupider. So thank you, Richard M. Richard M., in response to my video this morning, my Ramblin' While Amblin' this morning, summarized my position by saying, "So you don't believe in the Second Amendment?" My mind is blown by the genius of Richard M. Just, woo! I can't even begin to imagine where to start on that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to actually suggest that what he's implying is that I don't support the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment exists. I mean, it's in law. It's not something you have to believe in. Oh my God. So from a video where I didn't discuss the Second Amendment at all, Richard M. is so stupid and intellectually lazy that he draws from that video that I am somehow against the Second Amendment. All right, you win, Richard M. You figured me out. Stupid. Oh. Christ. Anyway, enough about Richard M. So I just want to remind everybody, that you could be doing perfectly legal activities and it can still give rise to reasonable suspicion. Once again, I'm going to draw everybody all the way back to the grandpappy of stop and frisk, and that is Terry v. Ohio. You can detain someone if the officer believes there's crime afoot. Now, I've gone back and forth on this, but I'm really at the point where I believe it is if the officer believes there's crime afoot. He doesn't have to state at that time what specific crime he thinks you've committed. When he gets to court, he's going to have to say, yeah, I thought he might be trying to rob the place or something. He has to say something that sounds like a crime when he gets to court. He has to be able to articulate the facts that drew him to the reasonable conclusion that there is a crime that's about to be committed. And it doesn't have to be the right crime. But again, with Terry v. Ohio, Terry saw three men walking up to windows of shops, walking back to the street corner and talking about it. Walking back up to the windows of the shop, walking back to the street corner and talk about it. All perfectly legal activities. But from that, he was able to come to the reasonable belief that they were casing the joint to commit an armed robbery. Because they were going to commit an armed robbery, he thought they might be armed. Therefore, the frisk, which turned up the illegal firearm, was reasonable. Detentions go by a reasonableness standard. The whole Fourth Amendment, you know, you have the right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. You don't have the right to be free from reasonable searches and seizures. Illinois v. Wardlow, another favorite one of mine. Guy standing at the corner of a building, completely legal. Holding an opaque bag, completely legal. Sees the police, starts to run, completely legal. 3 completely legal activities that he was doing. police chased him, detained him, searched him, found a firearm. It was a reasonable search. They reasonably believe that he is partaking in the drug trafficking crime syndicate thing. They thought he was a drug dealer or acting as protection for drug dealers. They found a gun. He was found to be in violation of laws against carrying firearms. Legal activities can give rise to reasonable suspicion. They can, they do. That's what the case law suggests. Unless you find a case that says otherwise, then you need to tell me. But over and over again, I hear retards saying that you can't make a constitutionally protected activity suspicious, or you can't make illegal activity suspicious. Yes, you fucking can. Yes, they do. All the time. That's how it works. They don't have to know you committed a crime before they detain you to try to determine whether or not you committed a crime. So with this open carry shit that Peeping Tim, aka News Now OKC, the lying retard, likes to engage in, as well as Chicken Hawk, aka Tiny Grisham from Open Carry Texas, what they like to do is they like to do small groups or individuals carrying firearms in a way that attracts attention. Here's the thing, if you go out hunting and you see a guy wearing camouflage and an orange vest carrying a rifle that has a scope on it, even if he has a sidearm on his hip, you don't give two shits. What's he doing? He's fucking hunting. He's not up to anything nefarious. I can tell by looking at him that everything he's doing is completely normal. You walk into a store, you see someone wearing a security guard uniform with a pistol strapped to their hip. You don't think twice about it. What's he doing? He's a security guard. Of course, I don't have to worry about him. You see a guy with his hood up and a mask on walking down the side of the road with something that appears to be a military-style weapon. People are going to get scared because they don't know what the fuck he's doing. He's not normal. They don't know what he's doing. They might completely support his right to own and carry firearms, but motherfucker, you look suspicious. What does that mean? What does it mean to look suspicious? It means that people can't readily identify the purpose for which you are carrying the firearm. Therefore, they see you carrying something that can potentially cause the loss of life without good reason. They get scared. They get nervous. They call the police. The police show up. They see you. They don't know what the fuck you're doing. They know that you could kill them. They're scared. They're nervous. In that situation, if the police manage to refrain from shooting the person, I personally applaud them. And I don't count shooting them with pepper balls. I don't count that as shooting them. He was pepper sprayed using a paint gun to do it. Congratulations. But not using lethal force against someone doing that, to me, is a win. I love it when the cops use the least force possible to resolve the situation. Now, you're going to say he didn't have to comply. Well, until I see the video, I don't know why they shot him, but I know the general type of person he is, and I'm going to say that he's probably a fucking retard who thought to himself and stated out loud that he didn't have to follow their commands. Well, guess what, kids? He had to follow their commands. That's my hunch. I'm sticking to it. Until I see the video, that's what I'm going to assume happened. Now, you could say, oh, well, you're not being objective. I don't fucking care if you think I'm objective. If you look at the actions of these people, you can draw conclusions about what kind of actions they're likely to engage in. The point of auditing appears to be debate the police into doing something so you can sue them. That's what it appears to be, from my point of view, after having watched this community for the last, 6 years, since 2013? Your mileage may vary, of course. I'm sure there are some auditors out there, you know, hashtag not all kind of shit. My point was never to bait the police whenever I audited. My point was actually the exact opposite, is to show that if you don't act like an asshole, the police will generally leave you the fuck alone, and they generally did. I was stopped, of course, one time. Not stopped. It was a consensual encounter where I got stickers in exchange for my time. Anyway. So, long story short, I do support the Second Amendment, but I also support the Fourth Amendment. And I understand the limitations of the Second Amendment and of the Fourth Amendment. And I am continually and always going to applaud the police when they are facing someone who is armed and they don't shoot him. That's a win. I don't fucking care. That's a win. If the police refrain from shooting someone and they manage to resolve the situation without anybody getting shot by bullets, then that's a fucking win. And cop haters can try to spin that as bootlicking. Fine, whatever. You know, I don't care. Cop haters can try to make this out to be some sort of a huge violation of Picture Perfect's rights. Again, I don't care. I'm happy that Picture Perfect didn't get shot with a bullet. You know, he's probably a douchebag, but I'm happy he didn't get shot with a bullet. I'm upset. I am not upset. I wish he didn't get arrested. I would prefer to see these motherfuckers stay out of jail. It's not good to go to jail. I mean, it's going to cost him a bunch of money. It's just not a good thing. So I wish he didn't go to jail, but I also understand the reality. If the police are going to detain you, you have to follow their commands. Anyway, I've ranted long enough. Thank you, Richard M., for giving me the inspiration for today's driving rant. Have a good day.